Well, the solstice is upon us, at least the winter solstice, longest night of the year. And every year, I'm equally surprised at how cold it is, how dark it is, how wet it is, and how rough winter is. This is my seventh solstice up here, my seventh winter solstice up here, and it always comes as a complete surprise. Literally within a week to 10 days, things go from fall to winter here. We had a lot of power outages the end of October going into November a little bit, and those were based on high temperatures, low humidity, and wind. And then suddenly 2 weeks later, we're freezing cold, and it's a completely different paradigm. My life here in the cabin changes quite a bit here in the winter. Obviously, I have to prepare for the cold, and I'll do a video on what my latest strategies are, but to make a long story short, I pretty much stay in this one room, the living room, and it's fine. I have everything here. I have my table here. I have my couch here. I have the television here, my computer, everything is here. Somebody comes to visit, we sit in here. We want to eat, we sit at the table. I want to do some crafts, I do them at the table. I want to do a video, I'm sitting here on the sofa. It's all good. It's part of the experience of living up here. I'm even sleeping different. Some winters are colder than others. This winter has been, I don't know, somehow exceptionally cold. A few years ago, we had a lot of storms, and I ended up sleeping in this little tiny bedroom that's off the kitchen. And I thought, you know, I'm just going to warm the kitchen up and the bedroom up. It'll be on one radiator, and it worked out actually pretty darn good. I have these curtains on some of the door openings, and I was able to keep the heat pretty much in one small area. As a matter of fact, I spent so much time in between that bedroom and the kitchen going back and forth that when I'd come out here from time to time, it was like being in a foreign land. It was cold, it was dark, it just was not the center of the universe. Later in the winter, around February, so got some mice in there. The closet, it was kind of a closet that used to be a pantry. I'm not quite sure what this, you know, they did a lot of changes in walls and doors, but my understanding is it was originally built as either a pantry or a place for dishes. Anyway, that got some holes in the bottom. It was, I think, built right on the ground, and mice were coming in, so that was the end of that. I just was not going to sleep in there and wake up every morning and see a mouse run across the room. Not going to happen. Last year or two, I've been fine in the bedroom, just throw in a bunch of blankets and I'm good. For some reason, that's not working this year. We've had a lot of very, very cold nights and very cold mornings and wet. And the bedroom is in a place where it gets a lot of direct weather, I guess. So what I do is I do sleep in the bedroom, and a couple nights a week, if it's really cold, or it's going to be really cold in the morning, like in the 30s or in the 20s, I will sleep here in the living room. I've already warmed the room up all day, and I turn the heater off. I have a foam mattress pad and some blankets and a comforter, and I sleep so well, unbelievably well here. It sounds odd, but it's fine. I don't need to really move anything around, enough room for a twin, and that's what's going on. The only thing about it is that I'm closer to the front door, so there's a lot of action on the porch at night. I've had possums out there and raccoons and a skunk, and of course the cat fighting, and sometimes the neighbor's dog will come and stand on the steps and bark at the crack of dawn. I have a gate there so he can't get onto the porch, but anyway, all sorts of activities happen out there at night, and I'm a little closer to that. A few weeks ago, I was sleeping here. It was about 10 o'clock, and I was just sort of falling asleep. We had a big earthquake, and the earthquakes here come from the northwest, so they just come this way. I know you can't tell where this way is, but you're gonna have to trust me. It comes from the northwest, and it comes through the front porch and the front door. So that part of the house will shake first, or I'll hear the noise coming from that direction. Every once in a while we get a big one and everything shakes, or it'll shake in another part of the house, but I'd say 90% of the time it comes this way. So I'm laying here about 6 feet away from the front door, and there was this big shake, and I knew immediately. I think it was a 4 point something. It took me a little while to go to sleep after that, however. So it's cold here and my sleeping arrangements are a little odd and my family doesn't understand why I live out here. No one understands why I live out here, but I think it's only important that I understand why I live out here. And I actually do not know why I live out here, but I'm very happy here. So maybe that's sufficient reason, right? I do know that I was coming home early spring this year, earlier in the year, and it was been a long day. I'd been off the mountain, a lot of chores to accomplish. I was tired. It was late in the day. It was cold. There was a wind, and I pulled up and I saw my old steps that need to be replaced and my little porch that needs to be replaced, and everything was just not looking so good. It's an old cabin. This is an old summer cabin that no one really took much care of the last several decades, and I just remember looking at that, then walking up the steps and opening the door and thinking, I'm so lucky to have this place. It's cold and freezing in the winter, it's boiling in the summer. All those things will eventually be fixed. There's strange sounds outside. It's a lot of challenges here, but I was so grateful to have this and to be able to walk up the steps and say, this may not be perfect, but it's mine. So I'm definitely trying to take a spirit of gratitude into the next year. This year that just passed was hard. I did not anticipate many of the things that happened. Again, not everything makes it on YouTube. There were some losses and there were some unexpected things, and I don't know, we cannot control it. We can only control how we respond to it, right? So I thought, you know what? I can't, again, control what's going to happen this year, and I feel that it's going to be a hard year for many people, economically, emotionally, health-wise. Part of it is my age and the people I know, and many of my friends are seniors and what they're going through and what their children are going through, and my neighbors. And I can't... I used to think that I had some sort of magic wand powers, and I think a lot of people when they're younger think they can fix everything and solve everything, and I think one of the greatest benefits of age is that you realize you cannot fix everything and you cannot solve everything, but that's okay, because you realize what you can do, and what you can do is equally, if not more, effective. So what I'm decided to do this year is to just be a really good friend. Even though I'm on YouTube, I tend to be an introvert. I tend to spend a lot of time here by myself, but I have to do more outreach. I have to call friends more often. I have to check in with people more often. If I know someone's having trouble, I have to pick up the phone and be a little more proactive with that, be an ear. You know, I said we can't solve many things, and I think once we let go of that, it's really quite all right, because sometimes people don't want a solution. They just want to talk, they just want to unburden their heart, they just want to vent, and I can make myself a cup of tea and listen to that. Next thing I'm gonna do is just make more treats. I love bringing my Christmas cookies to everyone, and everyone is so happy with them, and I'm not the greatest baker and my stuff isn't the most beautiful, but it's very nice to get a treat. It's just nice to get a treat. And I'm just gonna have to start making more treats, bring more treats to my food bank clients, bring more treats to my neighbors, just bake stuff from time to time and just drop things off, because it's, like I say, it's fun to get a treat. That's where I am right now. I just want to be the best version of myself I can be for myself and for everyone around me. Wouldn't call it a New Year's resolution. I don't usually do resolutions, but I can say it's like a purpose, a goal, a purpose. Again, just to try to be the best version of myself, because when I'm the best version of myself, then everyone else benefits, and I think that's part of our human journey, hopefully, for most of us. Not everyone. So I'm interested in hearing where you're at right now at the solstice and beyond, and if you do resolutions, what are you thinking? Where do you think you're going? How much does the world around you affect what you become or do or strive to do, or are you just internally motivated? Or are you just happy with where you are? Do you feel like you're just living your best life right now, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. Just interested in hearing your thoughts. So I'm hoping whatever the holidays hold for you, whatever the new year holds for you, whatever the solstice holds for you, here and beyond, may it only be good. Lots of love from me to you.